Hi guys, good evening everyone. Yeah, in the last class, we are trying to understand how a Java program is going to execute, what is the execution flow of a Java program, and how to compile the Java program, how to run the Java program, and what is JVM architecture. We understood what is the JVM architecture also. Can anyone tell me what is a JVM and what is the purpose of JVM? Can anyone tell me what is a JVM and what is the purpose of JVM? JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. That JVM we cannot see with our eyes. JVM will be part of JRE. JVM is responsible for executing Java programs. JVM will allocate the memory required for the program execution and deallocate the memory when it is not required. JVM will convert the bytecode into machine understandable code. JVM will be part of the JRE, which is responsible for program execution. So in the JVM architecture, there are several components are available. So can you tell me what are the components available in the JVM architecture? Class loader subsystem is available in the JVM architecture. That class loader subsystem is responsible to load .class file into JVM's memory for the execution. All right. So we are going to write the source code. That source code will be converted into bytecode. For that we are using compiler. Right. Compiler is a translator. How many types of translators we are having? There are three types of translators are available. What are those three types of translators? One is interpreter, second one is compiler, third one is assembler. What is the difference between interpreter and compiler? Interpreter will interpret the program line by line, whereas compiler will translate all the lines at a time. Assembler is used for assembly level languages. Right, fine. After that, in the JVM, once we run the Java, in the Java, when we run the Java program, JVM will start. JVM will start. That JVM will have class loader subsystem. Class loader subsystem is responsible to load .class file into JVM's memory. After loading the .class file into JVM's memory, it will verify that the bytecode is correct or not. If the bytecode is correct, memory allocation will happen. Then execution will start. So inside that JVM, there are several components available. What are those components? Method area, heap area, Java stack, PC register, native stack. Like that, there are several components available. Method area is used to store class code. The complete class code will be stored into method area. Objects will be stored into heap area. Method execution details will be available in the Java stack. PC register will contain the instructions, which lines are executing. It maintains the records, information, which lines are executing now, which lines should execute next. That information will be available in the PC register. What is a native stack? Native stack is going to contain non-Java code execution details. Then what is a native library? Native libraries are used to execute non-Java code. Then what is a native interface? Native interface is responsible to load native libraries into JVM, into execution engine. What is the responsibility of execution engine? What is the responsibility of execution engine? It is responsible to execute the Java program by converting the bytecode into machine understandable code. To convert that bytecode into machine understandable code, interpreter is available, but interpreter is slow. To improve the performance of the interpreter, they have added JIT. JIT stands for just-in-time compiler. That execution engine will execute the program. It will execute the bytecode and it will provide the output. Are you guys clear with this one? Fine. Now, could you please help me to write one Java program, compile the Java program and run the Java program? Now, I don't know. I have just one empty folder. I want to create one Java program. I want to compile the Java program and I want to run the Java program. Could you please help me with that? Yes. Now, so what is the first step that I need to do? First, I need to create a file. I need to create a .java file. Now, create that new file. I created one text file. For this file, what is the extension available? .txt extension is available. Now, here I am going to rename that file. Right click, show more options, rename. I am renaming this file to demo.java. What is the extension? .java. File name can be anything. Extension I am using as .java. .java extension is mandatory. Yes, right. Now, do I need to keep .java.txt or I need to keep only .java? I need to keep only .java. I kept it as only .java. Now, right click on this file, open this file with a notepad. I open. It is empty file. Now, I need to write the program inside this. How to write the program inside this now? How to write the program inside this now? I need to write the class. Package is optional. Import is also optional. Now, what is mandatory now? Class. What is the class name? Demo. My file name is demo. So I'm taking the class name also as a demo. Inside this, we need to write a method. We are writing a method called main method. So can you tell me the syntax of the main method? Public static void main. Public static void main. String arguments. Inside this method, I want to write the logic to print one message, good evening. I want to print one message called good evening. Can you tell me how to print a message? By using system.out.println. In the double quotes, we need to write the message that we want to print. Whatever the message you want to print, keep that in the double quotes. Good evening. Semicolon is a mandatory or semicolon is optional? Semicolon is mandatory. What is the meaning of semicolon here? It represents end of the statement. Semicolon represents end of the statement. After this, save this file. I have saved that file and close it. Done. My coding is completed. Now what is the next step? I need to compile the program and I need to run the program. For compiling, we are having Java C. That is a Java compiler. What is the responsibility of the Java compiler? Java compiler is responsible to convert the Java code into bytecode. Do you know the syntax for the compilation? Yes. Where I need to compile the program? Command prompt. Do I need to install the command prompt? No. In the operating system, command prompt will be available by default. How to open the command prompt? Set cmd. We will get a command prompt. Now tell me, what is the command to compile the program? Java C space file name. What is my file name? Demo.java. Enter. Fine. Gone. Read it. Read the error. What is the error? Java C is not recognized as an internal or external command. What is the meaning of that? It is not able to find the file or it is not able to find what is Java C. It is not able to find what is Java C. So what is the reason? Path not available. Are you guys getting my point? Path not available. Whenever you get a problem, Java C is not recognized. That means path problem. Do you know how to set the path? Now, sir, कल काम किया था, आज क्यों काम नहीं कर रहा? I deleted जानबूझ के. I have deleted that path wantedly. Wantedly, I have deleted the path. Can you help me in path setting? Can you help me in the path setting? Now, tell me, how I need to set the path now? How I need to set the path now? First, I need to check where is Java, where I installed Java. Java I installed in C program files. Java inside that JDK, inside that bin. Here can you see Java C available? Java is available. Java C available. Java also available. Copy this path up to bin directory. Where I need to set that path now? Environment variables. Okay. Open search, type system variables. Edit the system environment variable. Now go to environment variable, go to path, click on edit. Can you see path available for Java, path not available for Java, path not available for Java. That's why it is saying that Java C is not recognized. What I need to do now? Click on new. Can you see here what is that? .NET. Path available for .NET. What is this? Node.js. Path available for Node.js. What is this? Git. Path available. What is this? AWS. So if you are going for any programming language or any software, path setting is important. Now we are learning Java. We want to use Java. We need to set the path for Java. How to set the path now? Click on new, paste up to JDK bin directory. Click on OK, OK, and OK. Can you try this now? Is it recognizing? No. We need to restart the command prompt. Once we before path setting, I opened my command prompt. I need to close my command prompt. I need to open command prompt again. Open command prompt. Now, what is the command? Java C demo.java. Oh, path setting is done, but compilation success? No, we got other problem. Previous problem and this problem same? Previous problem not able to recognize Java. How we resolved that problem? By setting path. Now I am getting another problem. What is this problem? File not found. Why I am getting this problem? Why I am getting this problem? My program is available in one location. My command prompt pointing to another location. Where it is searching for demo.java in C users Ashok folder. It is searching for demo.java. In that folder, we have our program. Are our program available in the different folder? Our program available in the different folder. Now, how can I compile this program which is available in the different folder? Change the directory. How to change the directory? CD space classes. Inside the classes we have 01 JFSD. 0 CD space classes. Inside the classes CD space 01 JFSD. Now inside that workspace. Now currently I am pointing to workspace directory. Now can I compile? Yes. How to do that? Java C demo.java. Java C demo.java. Yes. Compiled successfully. How can you say compiled successfully? Dot class file is created. Now how to run this? Java space demo. Java space demo. Java space demo. Now when I execute this command, what will happen? This complete process is going to happen. When I execute that Java space file name, what will happen? This complete process is going to happen. That bytecode will be loaded into JVM. Who is loading that bytecode into JVM? Class loader subsystem. Then my class code will be stored into method area. Objects will be stored into heap area. Method execution data will be stored into stack. Instruction execution order will be maintained in the PC register. Non-Java code execution will be stored into Java stack. Non-Java code libraries will be loaded into JVM by using native interface. Then execution engine will start. So in that execution engine, interpreter is available to convert our program line by line into machine understandable language that is called binary language. So to speed up the execution process, Who is going to help the JVM? JIT compiler. So once I execute, all that process will happen and I am getting the output. System.out.println, which is used to print a statement on the console. Are you able to understand this? Fine. Next, after that, we discussed about variables. What is the purpose of variables? What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data. Now, in my program, I want to perform some operation. In my program, I want to perform some operation. To perform the operation, we need data. To perform some operation, we need some data. To store the data in our program, we are going to use variables concept. What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data. To store the data into the variable, we need to specify data type. To store the data, we need to specify data type. What is a data type? What is the data type? Data types are used to specify type of the data. Data types are used to specify type of the data. Data types are divided into two types. Data types are divided into two types. What are those two types of data types? Predefined data types, non-predefined data types, or we can call reference data types. Predefined data types are again divided into four parts. What are those? Integral data types, byte, short, int, long. Byte, short, int, long. Now, decimal. In the decimal, there are two types of data types available. What are those? Float data types available and double data types available. Coming to character, char data type, right? Boolean data type. Reference data types are non-primitive data types. These are called as non-primitive, or we can call as referenced data types. There are three types of reference data types available. What are those? Arrays available, strings available, and classes available. Arrays, strings, and classes. Clear? Fine. Now, sir, in the integral data types, why four types available? Why byte, short, int, long? What is the difference between these four data types? Integral data types are used to store integer numbers, either positive number or negative number we can store by using integral data types. For example, I want to store my mobile number. I want to store my bank account number. Mobile number will have any decimal point? No. Your age will have any decimal point? No. Age will not have a decimal point. Mobile number will not have a decimal point. Any kind of number of students in the class, any decimal point available? No. So if you want to store some numbers, either positive number or negative number, then you can go for integral data types. In the integral data types, again, byte, short, long, int available. Here, every data type having different capacity. If you want to store small range of number, if you want to store a big number, based on your data, you need to choose the data type. So now, integral data types are used to store integer numbers. Integer means it can be a positive number or it can be a negative number. Integral data types are used to store integer type numbers. So number can be positive or it can be negative. We can store both positive and negative numbers using integral data types. What are the examples for that? What are the examples for that? Age. Age. Age is equal to 30 or age is equal to 20, something like that. Next one, phone number. Phone number, some value. Phone number, some value. Number of students. Students count. I can store students count is equal to 40. Students count is equal to 40. So these all numbers are positive numbers. You can store negative numbers also. Okay. Account balance. Account balance is minus 3000. Can I store negative number also? I can store the negative number also. If you want to store numbers without decimal points, if you want to store a number without a decimal point, then you need to go for integral data types. Age, phone number, students count, balance. To store this kind of data, we can go for integral data types. Now, sir, to store this data, which data type I need to use? Do I need to go for byte or short or int or long? Yes or no? How many data types available to store the numbers? To store the numbers, there are 4 data types are available. Byte, short, int, long. So then, what is the difference between byte, short, int, long? The difference is memory. How much memory that data type is going to occupy in the JVM. Memory wise, they are different. Range wise, they are different. Memory wise and range wise, they are different. If I use a byte, how much memory it is going to occupy? If I use a short, how much memory it is going to occupy? And what is the range of the byte? What is the range of the short? Range of the int? Range of the long? That is different. Okay. There are 4 integral data types available. Memory point of view, range point of view, they are different. Depends on the requirement, depends on the range of data you want to store. You need to choose the data type. Are you guys clear with my point? Now, so here, integral data types are used to store integral numbers, are used to store numbers without decimal point. Without decimal points. Integral data types are used to store numbers without a decimal point. We can store both the positive and negative numbers using integral data types. We have 4 data types in this category. We have 4 data types in this category. What are those 4 data types? What are those 4 data types, guys? Byte, short, int, and long. Byte, short, int, long. There are 4 data types available in this category. These 4 data types are memory allocation and number range is different. For these 4 data types, memory allocation and number range is different. Can we see what is the memory allocation? How much memory they are going to occupy? And what is the range of those numbers? Yes. Remembering that range is difficult, guys. Now, I have taken one diagram. Let me open. Yes. Can you see the diagram now? Yes, byte. So when you take the data type as a byte, how much size, how much memory it is going to take? It is going to take only 1 byte of memory in the JVM. And what is the range of the byte? Minus 128 to 127. So if your number in between minus 128 to 127, then you can use byte data type. For example, I want to store my age. Age कितना होगा? 1 to 100. 1 to 100. So to store person age, is byte sufficient? Yes or no? Can you see anybody who is having more than 127 years? It's not possible, right? It's not possible. So here, if your number is in between minus 128 to plus 127, any number in between, that number can be stored by using byte data type. Byte is used to store the data. Byte is going to occupy 1 byte of memory. The range of the byte minus 128 to plus 127. Next one, short data type is available. How much memory short data type will occupy? 2 bytes. So if your number is greater than 127, if your number is greater than 127, then you need to store that by using short data type. How much memory short data type will take? 2 bytes. What is the range of the short? Minus 32,768 to 32,767. That is the range of the short data type. That much value, that number which is having that much range can be stored into short data type. By using short data type for the variable, we can store that number. If your number is greater than 32,767, then you need to go for next data type. What is the next data type? Int available. What is the purpose of int? It is also used to store the data, big numbers. If you want to store the big number, then you can go for int. When I use int, how much memory it will occupy in the JVM? 4 bytes. So memory is going to increase. It is going to occupy more memory. What is the range of the integer? Can we remember that number? Minus 2147 483 648 to 2147 483 647. That is the range of the number. That much number can be stored by using into data type. If you have a number which is greater than that, if you have a number which is greater than that, then we need to go for long data type. How much memory long data type is going to occupy? 8 bytes. So now, guys, simple. I want to represent my age. Long. If I use a long for my age, can I store my age into long? Yes, but what is the problem? Unnecessarily memory we are wasting. Understand my point? Unnecessarily we are wasting memory. So to store my age, 1 byte is sufficient. If I take long, 8 bytes it is going to occupy. It is something like taking a big basket, storing 1 mango. Taking a big basket, storing 1 mango. Waste of space. Waste of space. Similarly here, waste of memory. If you take a long data type to store your age, you are wasting the memory in the JVM. Are you able to understand? Now, do you realize why JVM has given 4 data types to store the data? To save the memory. To save the memory, JVM has given 4 data types in the integral category. It has given 4 data types to store the integral data types. All right. Byte. Byte will occupy 1 byte of memory. The range of the byte minus 128 to plus 127. Short 2 bytes is the size. Stores the whole numbers from minus 32 768 to 32 767. Int stores the numbers this with this much range. Integer is going to occupy 4 bytes of memory. Then if you go for long, long will occupy 8 bytes of memory. Any big number like your mobile number. If you want to store your mobile number, then mobile number 10 digits. 10 digits will be there for the mobile number. to store that 10-digit number, then you can go for long data type. Are you able to understand, guys? To store your mobile number or any big number, for that you can go for long data type. When you go for long data type, how much memory it will occupy? 8 bytes of memory it is going to occupy. Are you guys clear with my point? Yes, tell me. What is the purpose of integral data types? Integral data types are used to store the data. It is used to store the numbers. What kind of numbers I can store? I can store positive numbers or I can store negative numbers also. To store positive and negative, why 4 data types? Why not 1? Memory and sizes are different. Memory and ranges are different. Clear? Good. Next one. These are integral data types. Integral data types. Integral data types are used to store numbers without decimal points. We can store both the positive numbers and positive and negative numbers using these data types. We have 4 data types. One is byte, second one is short, and third one is integer, and fourth one is long. Okay. This is byte data type. This is short data type. This is int data type, and this is long data type. Now, byte data type, when you take the byte data type, default value is 0. What is the default value of the byte? 0. If you take a byte data type, if you don't store any value, by default it will take it as a 0. When you go for short also, default value is 0. When you go for int also, it will take default value as 0. Default value is 0. When you go for long also, what is the default value? Default value is 0L. L represents it is long. So when you are trying to store a big number, to represent that as a long number, we will write character L. L means it is a long value. Default value is 0. How much memory it will occupy? How much memory it will occupy? 1 byte. When it comes to short data type, it is going to occupy 2 bytes of memory. When it comes to int data type, it is going to occupy 4 bytes. When it comes to long, it is going to occupy 8 bytes. It is going to occupy 8 bytes. All right. Next one. Here, decimal data types are available. What is the second category? Decimal data types. What is the purpose of decimal data types? What is the purpose of decimal data types? Decimal data types are used to store floating numbers, decimal numbers. Decimal data types are used to store decimal values, numbers with decimal values. Decimal data types are used to store numbers with decimal values. What is the example? No. What kind of data? Sorry? Percentage, loan percentage, petrol price. Petrol price will be in the decimal value. Petrol price will be in the decimal value. Stock price. Anybody doing stock trading? Result, percentage, weight, person weight, height, length, right? Such kind of data. Anything which is having a decimal value after a dot, some decimal value, then we can store that by using this petrol price sum 110.56. Okay, stock price is equal to sum 334.32, percentage 9.8, weight 55.6, height 5.6, and the length 10.2, something like that. Any data, any number, it can be a positive number, it can be a negative number. A number which is having some decimal value, that number can be stored by using decimal data type. We can store both positive and negative numbers with the decimal values. We can store both positive and negative values. If you want to store a number without a decimal, then which data type? If you want to store a number without a decimal, then we will go for integral data type. Right. If you want to store a number with a decimal, then we need to go for decimal data types. Here in this category, we have two data types. In this category, we have two data types. What are those? One is float, second one is double. Both are used to store the decimal values. Both will support for positive numbers and negative numbers. But why two data types available? Memory and range. Memory allocation and range difference. Okay. When you go for float, it is going to occupy 4 bytes of memory. And when you go for double, it is going to occupy 8 bytes. Float will take 4 bytes. Double will take 8 bytes. Float will take 4 bytes. A number, petrol price, it will be 100 or 200 below only. I think in the currently whatever we know, it is below 120 or 130. That is a small number that we can store by using float. Float will take 4 bytes. Float will take 4 bytes. Double will take 8 bytes. Float will take 4 bytes. Double will take 8 bytes. That is memory wise difference. And another difference is in the float we can store up to 6 decimal points. Up to 6 decimal points. That means after dot you can store 6 numbers. After a decimal you can store 6 numbers. Up to 6 decimal points, it is up to 15 decimal points. If your decimal points are more, then you can go for double data type. Understand the difference between float and double. Both are used to store the decimal values. Memory wise they are different and range wise they are different. What is the memory per float? How much memory float data type will occupy in the JVM? 4 bytes. Double 8 bytes. Memory wise they are different. That is first difference. What is the second difference? Decimal points. Float is going to take up to 6 decimal points and double is going to take up to 15 decimal points. Now see the range for them. Store fractional numbers sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal points or 7 digits. Storing up sufficient for storing up to 15 decimal digits. Up to 15 we can store by using double. Up to 6 to 7 decimal points we can store by using float. Memory wise also they are different. Float is going to take 4 bytes of memory. Double is going to take 8 bytes of memory. Now, in order to store petrol price, if I take a double, can I store it? Can I store the petrol price by using double also? Yes. What is the problem? Memory wastage. Memory wastage. Got my point. So here you need to understand nature of the data. What type of data we are going to store and how much data you are going to store. उसको बुलाओ. क्या कर रहा भाई? Give your mobile. Give your mobile. That one. Yes. Pass it. Yeah, you keep it there. Good. Now, so here we have two data types in the decimal. What are those two data types in the decimal? One is float data type and the second one is a decimal data type. Double, sorry, float and double. Float is going to take 4 bytes of memory. double is going to take 8 bytes of memory. Float will occupy 4 bytes, double will occupy 8 bytes. In the float, we can store up to 6 decimal points. In the double, we can store up to 15 decimal points. Next one, it will not support, man. Can you see any number with 15 decimal points? It will truncate that. I did not get your point. So when you store more than that 15 decimal points, right, it is going to truncate that. Last digits it is going to ignore. Okay, that we will understand in the typecasting. So whenever you are storing a big number in the less data type, you will get a compilation problem. For that, we are going to do typecasting, right? Yes. Next one. So there is a third category of the data types available. What are those? What is that? Character data type. So what is the purpose of character data type? Character data type is used to store. It is used character data type. Character data type is used to store. Is used to store single character. Single character. That character can be a number. It can be a alphabet, or it can be a special character also. Any character, any single character we can store. Any single character. I mean to say alphabet. I mean to say digit. I mean to say special character like at the rate, and symbol, percentage symbol, hash symbol, comma, dot, colon, semicolon, any kind of thing. Any single character if you want to store, for that we can go for character data type. Any single character we can store using char data type. Using char data type. It will occupy char data type. Char data type will occupy 2 bytes of memory. It is going to occupy 2 bytes of memory. In the C language, 1 byte. That is the confusion. Right. In the C language, char data type will occupy only 1 byte of memory. Whereas in the Java, it will occupy 2 bytes of memory. Sir, why? Both are programming languages only. Why it is 1 byte in the C language? Why it is 2 bytes in the Java? The reason is, in the C language, using char data type, we can store only ASCII values. Whereas in the Java, we can store ASCII values as well as Unicode values also. Because of that reason, it is going to occupy more memory. In the C language, it is only 1 byte. Whereas in the Java, it will occupy 2 bytes. So now, for when we are storing data into char data type variable, single quote is mandatory. Understand my point? Single quote is mandatory. Now, if I want to store gender, I cannot store directly like that. I should keep that in the single quote. Single quote is mandatory. Gender is equal to M. Like that, I need to keep that gender in the single quote. Rank. Suppose if the rank is below 10, if the rank so below 9, 0 to 9. If I want to store 10, will it support? Will it support? No. Why? Only single character. Can I store like this? Yes, because 1, it is a single character. So now, if you want to store single character, then you can go for char data type. Right. How much memory char data type is going to occupy? 2 bytes. To store the single character. In the C language, it is only In the C language, it is only 1 byte because of that ASCII value. In the Java, it supports Unicode characters also. Special languages also it is going to support. That is the reason it is going to occupy 2 bytes of memory. All right. Next one. What is the last data type we have? What is the last data type we have? Boolean data type. What is the purpose of Boolean data type? What is the purpose of Boolean data type? It is used to store true or false value only. Only true or false. It will occupy very less memory, only 1 bit. Only 1 bit. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. Now, when it comes to the Boolean, it is going to occupy only 1 bit of memory, very less memory. And how many values we can store in the Boolean? Only either true or false. That's it. Nothing else. It supports you to store only either true value or false value. Are you guys getting my point? Either true or false. It is used to store true or false values only. Now, next up, it will occupy 1 bit memory. It will occupy 1 bit memory. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. In the computers, 8 bits of memory is equal to 1 byte. Default value for Boolean is false. By default, it is false. That means if I store Boolean is pass. What is the default value? If you don't store anything also, default it will take false value. The default value for the Boolean is false. What kind of data we are going to store in the Boolean? Is pass, sorry? Is pass, is fail, is married, is pass, is fail, is married. Okay? Is odd, is even, is it even number, is it odd number, is it even number true or false, is married true or false, is pass, is fail, such kind of data. Any data that you want to represent with a true or false value, that can be stored by using Boolean. Are you guys clear? Now, look at this diagram. Sorry? Double. So for the float also there is a range available. That is a very big number. That is very big number. Float we can use for that. Sorry? Yes, we can say that. True or false. When you want to take some decision, then we can use that Boolean data type value. U000 to some Unicode character is available. So, yeah. So this is the default value. Yeah, like this. So default value is available for the character. We don't need that. Yeah. Some Unicode character is available as a default value for the char data type. For Boolean, what is the default value? False is the default value. So you can store only true or false into Boolean data type. Okay. Good. Are you comfortable with data types now? Yeah. Can anyone tell me what is a data type? Can you stand up and tell me what is data type? How many data types available? And what is their size? and what is their range? Can anyone tell me? Anyone? Yes. You can tell, no problem. Online people can type your answer in the chat box. In the float, we can store 6 decimal digits. Yes. In the double, we can store 15 decimal digits. 8 bytes of memory for the double. Right. Right. Unicodes. Right. One bit. Yes. People may get a doubt. Sir, Boolean true or false, 4 characters are available now. How 1 bit is sufficient for that? How? Yeah, right. True and false will be represented as 0 and 1. So true false will be represented as 0 and 1. So that's why it is going to take only 1 bit of memory to store true or false values. Okay, guys. Good. So with this, we understood what is data type and why we need data types and how many data types are available. Quickly, all of you read these points. First, variables. First, we have variables. What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data. Variables are used to store the data. To store the data in the variable, we need to specify what type of data we want to store in the variable. To specify type of the data, we need to use data type concept. We need to use data type concept. How many types of data types we have? 2 types mainly. Data types are divided into 2 types. What are those? Predefined data types and non-predefined data types. So primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Predefined data types are also called as primitive data types. Predefined data types are also called as primitive data types, which are provided by our language. Primitive or predefined. Are predefined data types available. In that we have 4 categories: integral, decimal, character, boolean. In the integral again 4 categories: byte, short, long. In the decimal, float and double. In the character we have char data type. In the Boolean data type. Coming to non-primitive data types, there are three: arrays available, strings available, classes available. We'll come to that in the coming classes. Arrays, strings, and classes. Next one. Integral data types are used to store the numbers without decimal points. We can store both the positive numbers as well as negative numbers. So here, if you go for byte, default value is 0, memory is 1 byte. Short, default value is 0, memory is 2 bytes. Int, 4 bytes. Long, 8 bytes. For these four data types, memory and range is different. Memory and range is different. Okay, good. Next one, decimal data types are available. In the decimal data types, by using decimal data type, we can store decimal values, a number with a decimal point, decimal value. So here, there are two types of data types in the decimal: float available and double available. Float will take 4 bytes. Double will take 8 bytes. In the float, I can store up to 6 decimal points. In the double, I can store up to 15 decimal points. Comes to character data type. What is the purpose of character data type? Character data type is used to store single character. That single character can be anything. It can be an alphabet, it can be a digit, it can be a special character. We can store that using char data type. Char data type will occupy 2 bytes of memory. When we are storing data into char data type, single quote is mandatory. Single quote is mandatory. Default value is Unicode character. Gender, M, rank 1, something like this we can store. In C language, char will take only 1 byte, whereas in Java, char will take 2 bytes. Why? Unicode characters also, special Unicode characters also we can store in the char. That's why it is going to take 2 bytes of memory. Coming to last one, Boolean. What is the Boolean? Boolean is used to store true or false values only. It will occupy 1 bit memory. So people asked me question, online people, sir, true means 4 characters available, false means 4 characters available. How 1 bit memory is sufficient? That true false will be represented as 0 and 1 binary language. It will be represented as 0 and 1 as a binary language. That's why 1 bit of memory is sufficient. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte. What is the default value for Boolean? The default value for the Boolean is false value. Are you clear? Perfect. Next one. We discussed about data types to learn variables only. We discussed data types to learn the variables only. Variables. All right. What is the purpose of variables? Variables are used to store the data or store the value. To store the value or to store the data into variable, we need to specify data type. We already discussed about data type. Now here, to store the data into variable, there are 2 steps: variable declaration and variable initialization. So here 2 steps are available to store the variables, to store data into variables. We need to perform 2 steps. What are those 2 steps? First one is variable declaration. Second one is variable initialization. First one is variable declaration. Second one is variable initialization. Variable declaration like this. Variable declaration is like this. Byte age. Byte age. Why I am not using int? If I want to store the age, how much data will be there for age variable? Maximum 100, or some people century मारते हैं. Yes or no? Some people will be there who will cross century 104, 105 up to 110. Have you seen anybody who is alive after 127? No, not possible, right? It is not possible. So age will be maximum 100. Some special people, great people will live after 100 also. Maximum 110 or 105. Good. To store that kind of age, can we go for byte? What is the advantage? Less memory. It is going to occupy only 1 byte memory. Now, this is called as variable declaration. So that means, what is the name of the variable? What is the data type of the variable? What name you want to take? You can use any name for the variable. It is a user defined. I can store age. I can take it as a age. I can take it as a person age, user age, something like that. You can take any name for the variable. Now, when we are taking a variable, we need to specify what type of data we want to store into that variable. What type of data we want to store into that variable. Now, age will be having a decimal. Will age have a decimal? No, it is a number. It is just a number. For that, we need to go for integral. In the integral, how many data types? 4. Byte, short, int, long. Now, here we need to realize, or we need to understand nature of the data. Nature of the data. What data we want to store? Age. Age means 1 to 100. So to store 1 to 100, byte is sufficient. What is the range of the byte? Minus 128 to plus 127. So if I go for byte, it will occupy only 1 byte of memory. If I go like this, long, is it valid? Yes. Valid or invalid? Valid, but not recommended. It is valid, but not recommended. Just to store a small number, we are taking 8 bytes of memory. We are wasting the memory of the JVM. We are wasting the memory of the JVM. Are you guys clear with my point? Yeah. Dynamic memory means it will allocate the memory based on the data type. It will deallocate that, it will do that. But if the program is continuously executing, if your program is continuously executing, that is no termination. Think about web application. When you are using a web application, application will stop at 24/7 application will run. 24/7 application will be running. Requests are keep on coming. Memory will be keep on allocating. After execution completed, if that is not using, then only JVM will do. If you are keep on using that, it cannot deallocate that, right? Then you may get memory shortage problem. So that's the reason we need to be very careful when we are choosing the data type. Unnecessarily don't waste JVM's memory. Unnecessarily don't waste JVM's memory. All right. So this is variable declaration. First I am declaring a variable. Variable declaration contains data type and variable name. Variable name can be anything. Variable name can be anything. Which data type we need to take, that it depends upon what type of data you want to store. Do you want to store a number without a decimal? Or you want to store a number with a decimal? You want to store a single character? You want to store true or false value? That you need to decide. Based on that, you need to take the appropriate data type. Right. After variable declaration is completed, then we can do variable initialization. Initialization nothing but storing the value. Why that semicolon I am writing? Semicolon is end of the statement. So this is my variable declaration. This is my variable initialization. Tell me, what is variable declaration and what is variable initialization? What is variable declaration and what is variable initialization? What is the meaning of declaration, man? What is the meaning of declaration? Declaration means just creating the variable with a data type. Declaration means creating the variable. I can say defining the variable. Declaration means creating the variable or defining the variable. Got my point? What is the meaning of initialization? What is the meaning of initialization? Initialization is used to store the value to the variable. Can I store any value to the variable? Based on the type of the data type, based on the type of the variable. Now I have taken data type as a long. Can I store 121.30? No. Why? That is the decimal value. But what is my variable type? Long. Long means I need to store only integral value. Are you guys getting my point? So to store the integral values, we are using integral data type. Based on the type of the variable, we need to store the data. Java is strongly typed language. Now, if I store age is equal to ABC, is it possible? Is it possible? Not possible. Why it is not possible? I have declared a variable. I have initialized a variable. Why it is not possible? Type of the variable is different. Value I am storing is different. What is the value I am storing? Character. ABC. Group of characters. What is the type of the variable? Long. Mismatch. Mismatch. Then who will find that error? Who will find that mistake? Compiler. So this is a syntax mistake, right? Syntax mistake. Syntax mistakes will be identified by compiler or JVM compiler. If you do like this, your program will fail in the compilation stage. Your program is going to fail at the compilation stage. Are you getting my point? All right. So, but actually, is long required? Really is long required for age? What I can use? Byte. What is the advantage if I go for byte for age? Memory saving. Memory saving. It is going to occupy only 1 byte of memory. Are you getting my point? Right. Variable declaration and variable initialization. Variable declaration, nothing but defining variable with the data type. Variable declaration means defining the variable with the data type. Variable initialization means storing value into variable. Storing the value into variable. Here, sir, instead of doing this in the 2 steps, I can do that in the single line. We can complete declaration plus initialization in the single line. How can I do that? How can I do that? Byte age is equal to 20. With this, can I say that declaration plus initialization is done in the single line? Yes. We can complete declaration plus initialization in the single line also. Are you guys getting my point? We can complete declaration and initialization in single line. We can complete declaration plus initialization in the single line. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Can we try a program with this? Can we try a program? Yes, chalo. Delete. My programs are deleted. Now, how can I create a program? How can I create a program? .java file. New text document. What is the file name? Can I use var.java? Can I use any name for that? I'm using var.java. Open with a notepad. Okay, tell me the steps now. Class var. I'm just using var. My file name is var. Class var. Okay, next one. What is this? Public static void main. Now string args. Okay, string args. Can I declare a variable? How can I declare a variable? I want to store age. Age is the name of the variable. For this age, I need to specify data type. Data type space variable name. That is the syntax. Can I combine this? What is the problem? Java cannot understand what is the data type here, what is the variable here. So variable name space, sorry, data type space variable name. This is called declaration of the variable. Can I compile this? Can I compile this? Yes, chalo. Compile kar sakte bhai. Yes, tell me, what is the command to compile? Currently, do we have any dot class file? Dot class file is not available. Java C var.java. Yes. Compiled successfully. Can I run this? Java space. Am I printing anything? Program is compiled successfully. Program is executed successfully. But am I getting any output? Why? We have not done any statement to print, right? Just I declared variable. JVM understood that there is a variable, memory allocated. After that, my program is completed. That's it. Compilation is success and run is also success. Here what I have done? I have declared a variable. Can I initialize that variable? How can I do that? Age is equal to 20. Age is equal to 20. For example, I don't give semicolon. Chalo. Now, fine. I have declared a variable and I have initialized the variable. Variable declaration and variable initialization. Chalo. Compile. Let us see that. Okay. Tell me the command for compilation. Java C space var.java. Pakad liya. Syntax mistake. So can you see what is the mistake? Can I say compiler is also intelligent? Yes or no? Can you read that error? In var.java line number 7, there is a error, semicolon expected, line number, what is expecting and where it is expecting also it is printing. Are you guys able to understand? So compiler is also intelligent, not only JVM. Compiler is also intelligent in identifying the mistakes in the program. Syntax mistakes it is going to identify. Read this error. var.java. What is this var.java? var.java is our file name. In that file, line number 7, there is a error. Clearly, it is telling that semicolon expected. In that line number 7, there are so many characters available. At this position, it is expecting the semicolon. So, it is giving detailed information. Okay. Now, go to that program, var.java, line number 7, semicolon. Now, file, save. File, save. When you modify the program, you need to save the program. Good. Am I able to compile? Yes. Can I run it? Java space var? Yes. But did I get any output? Why no output? I am not printing anything. Just I have declared a variable. I have initialized a variable. Declared a variable, initialized that variable. Can I print that variable value? Can I print that variable value? How to do that? System dot out dot println of age. What is that age? What is that age? Arey bhai, age is a variable. What is age? Age is a variable. What is there in the age? What is there in the age? 20. What is the type of the age? Byte. Variable declaration and variable initialization. Here I am declaring the variable. Here I am initializing the variable. Here I am printing the value of the variable. Whenever you write system.out.println, system.out.println is used to print the data. It is used to print the data on the console. So this is called as my console. In this console, I want to print the data. For printing the data, we are using system.out.println. Inside these brackets, I'm keeping age. What is age? Age is a variable. Age is not a 20. 20 is a value which we stored in the variable. Age is a variable. When I keep the variable inside the system.out.println, JVM will identify what is age. Age is a variable. In that age variable, 20 value is available. It will print that value on the console. Are you getting my point? Yes, chalo. Save this program, file, save it. I have modified the program. After modifying the program, do I need to compile or do I need to run directly? I need to compile. Why we need to compile? Code got changed. We need to regenerate the byte code. We need to regenerate the byte code. Tell me how to compile. Java C space var.java. What is var.java? File name. Enter. Compiled successfully. Can you execute it? How? Java space var. Is it printing 20? Is it printing 20? Why 20 is printed? Because we are printing a variable. When I print a variable, variable value will be printed. Variable value will be printed. Okay. Now, instead of writing 2 lines, can I do that in the single line? Declaration plus initialization, can I do that in the single line? Yes, tell me how to do that. Byte age is equal to 25. Can I store any value? Yes. What is the range of the byte? Minus 127 to plus 127. Byte age is equal to 25. This is a declaration and this is initialization. I am printing age. Inside the age variable, there is data. That data will be printed. File, save. Then go here. What is the step? Compile or directly run. If I run, what is happening? Old byte code executed. In the old byte code, what was the value for the variable? 20. In the latest source code, 25. So when you modify the program, what we need to do? We need to compile. If I don't compile, old byte code is going to execute. Tell me how to compile. Java C space var.java. I have done compilation. That means source code is converted into byte code. How to run the byte code? Java space var. Are you able to get the 25? Yes, we are able to get the 25. Now, let us test the intelligence of the compiler. Can we test the intelligence of the compiler? 25.01. Okay. What is the 25.01? Decimal number. I'm storing decimal number. What is the data type? Byte. Chalo, test it. Save. Okay. क्या करना है भाई? Java C space var dot Java. Is it allowing me or it is not allowing me? Not allowing me because incompatible. I declared variable with byte data type, but I am storing double value or float value. Data type is byte. Value is decimal. Not matching. Mismatch. So that's why we are getting in the var.java line number 5, there is a error. Incompatible types. Possible lossy conversion from double to byte. Okay, it is not going to accept it. It is not going to accept it. Can I change this data type now? Can I change this data type? What I need to do? I need to use float. When I use float, what will happen? Decimal values can be stored. Now save it. Save it. Go here. Java C space var dot Java. Read it. Read the error. Read the error. I have compiled, right? Java C. Sorry. Java C var dot Java. Think and answer. Apply your common sense. Variable name can be anything, man. Arey Baba, age is a variable. Variable name can be anything. TK, let me take it as A. Understand. Whenever we store any decimal value, our compiler will think by default it as a double value. Are you guys getting my point? When you store any decimal value, by default it will imagine that as a double value. How much memory required to store the double value? 8 bytes. But what is the data type? Float. How much memory will be there for float? 4. So here 8 bytes of data I am trying to store into 4 bytes. Is it possible? That's why compilation failed. Now what I need to do now? I need to change the data type. That is one option. Or else we need to tell to compiler, boss, this is a double value. Don't consider, grantedly don't consider that as a double. Take it as a float. I will tell that by using F. If I give character F for that number, for this value, then it will be treated as a float value. Then what is the data type? Float is the data type. They are going to match. Understood? Yes. Now save this program. What is the next step? Java C space var dot Java. Success. Java space var. Am I able to get it? So earlier, why we are not able to compile? If I remove this, it is considering that as a double value. But what is the data type? Float. So if I want to represent this as a float, yeah, then it will be considering that as a float value. Able to understand? Right. Now here I am using byte age is equal to some 20. Now here I am writing system dot out dot println of age. What is the purpose of system dot out dot println? To print out. Now, what is age? Age is a variable. What is A? Age is a variable. Now, I want to store gender. Come on. Gender, I want to store. Gender, how many characters? M or F. I want to store the gender. So, what is the data type? Char. Char, gender. What I have done now? Declaration. Can I do initialization? How to do initialization? Gender is equal to M. Is it valid? Chalo. Can we ask a compiler, is my program valid or not? Can we ask the compiler, is my program valid or not? Yes. Now here I am writing system.out.println of gender. Are you guys clear with my point? Semicolon. Here semicolon is required. What is the significance of the semicolon? End of the statement. That is end of the statement. Chalo, compile. Compile. Java C space where dot Java. Wow. Compiler not able to understand what is that character. Single quote is required for the character. So whatever the character we are taking, we should keep that character in the single quote. Then only it will consider as a character. File, save. File, save. Then Java C where dot Java. Enter. Done. Yes. Can we run now? Java space where. Are we able to get it? Age we are getting. Float value we are getting. Gender also we are getting. Are you clear with this one? Yes. I want to store a Boolean value. I want to store a Boolean value. Can you tell me? Boolean pass. Boolean pass is equal to, can I store not pass? Can I store not pass? What is Boolean? Boolean is used to store only true or false value only. Okay. Now pass is equal to true. Save it. Now can I print this pass variable value? How to print this variable value? How to print this variable value? System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println pass. Here variable declaration, variable initialization. Do I really need to do in 2 lines? Can I complete that in a single line? Declaration plus initialization. Isko hata de. Char gender is equal to M. As a gender is a character, I'm storing that in the single quote. I'm storing that in the single quote. Done. Save the program. Okay, now clear the screen. Java C where dot Java. Java C space where dot Java. Enter. Compilation successful or not? Compilation got success. I want to run this. How to run this? Java space where. Okay. Are we able to get it now? Yes. We understood all the variables. Yeah. Is it difficult? So programming is difficult or programming is fun? Programming is fun. Just you need to understand that. Understand that. And you need to do practice. Now, first time you are going to do this programming, right? You may do with uppercase letter, lowercase letter, doing mistake with the curly braces, doing mistake with the semicolon. Such a kind of mistakes you will do because you are a beginner. Slowly, you are going to understand all these syntaxes. Once you understand all these syntaxes, things will become very easy. Got my point? Let's look at the program. Any confusion in this program? हाँ डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू रहता है ना, डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू रहता है. I did not understand. We want to end this body here. No, we can write only one main method. We can write only one main method. Okay. So this is our variables program. Okay. Variables program. Perfect. Byte variable, float variable, char variable, boolean. Now, why I am taking f character? Why I am taking character f here? By default, it will consider that as a double value. I need to inform to compiler, don't take it as a double, take it as a float value. Good. Sorry? As a double value, right? No. When you consider byte value, when you take any data type, right? By default, it will be considered as an int value. By default, we consider that as an int value. So, not required. That is default value, right? Now, see here. I'm removing f. Okay. Then I am taking this as a double. Save it. File, save it. Now, let's do compilation. Javac var.java. Compiled. Java space var success. Right? So default it will consider as a double only. So you no need to specify. If you want, you can specify D also. No problem. But it is optional. It is optional. Float. Then I will give it as a F. Now here I will take double. Price is equal to 120.87. Then I will give it as system.out.println of price. Float variable is available, double variable is also available. Byte, float, double, char, boolean. Instead of a byte, can I take int also? Can I take int also? Yes. File, save it. Now do this. Javac demo.java. Sorry. Our file name is var.java. Done. Java space var. I'm able to get int value, float value, double value, char value, boolean value. Now you may get a doubt. Sir, boolean means 1 bit true or false na? Can I store 1? Boolean will take 1 bit. True or false means ones and zeros, right? So instead of true or false, can I take 1 directly? Can we try? Can we try? Yes. Javac var.java. When I take 1, what it is doing that? It is considering that as a int value. Int value I am trying to store into boolean. Is it possible? No. If you want to store this 1 as a double quote, single quote, sorry. Single quote. Okay. Try this. Javac सेव कर दिया, कंट्रोल एस मारा था. Javac var.java. What it is saying that when I keep that 1 in the single quote, it is understanding that as a char. Char value I'm trying to store into boolean. Is it possible? No. Then what I need to do? No. You need to store only true or false. That's it. In the language level internally, JVM will consider true means ones or zeros like that. As a programmer, when you take a boolean, you have to store either true or false. Sir, can I store both? Is it possible? Only one you can store at a time. Okay. True. Only one you can store at a time. Good. Now, Java C where dot Java. Java space where. Yes, we are able to store that and we are able to print that also. What we are using to print the variable value? System.out.println we are using to print that variable value. Yeah. So JVM will allocate the memory. We are telling to JVM how much memory it has to allocate for this variable. This is for only primitive types. This is only for primitive data types. Tomorrow when we go for non-primitive data types, we don't tell that. We don't tell that. Yeah. Huh? Default. What is the default value? False value, it will take that. Yep. Take default as a false value. If you just declare the variable, it will take default value as a false variable. False value for the boolean. Any questions, anybody? Able to follow or not able to understand? Easy है क्या? Java easy लग रहा है, difficult लग रहा है भाई? Easy. Easy है? अभी तक तो easy है, बाद में पता चलेगा. Guys, if you just listen to the classes, both offline and online, it will be difficult. Along with this, you have to do more and more practice. As I told you, I am writing the code and I am following proper syntaxes, where to put the semicolon, where to open the bracket, where to end the bracket. I will do that because the way how I think about the program, the way you think about the program will not be the same. Will not be the same because I have spent 9 years for that. With 9 years of experience, I will look at the program. So everything will be there in the brain. So when you ask me to write the program, without any mistake also, I can write it. If some mistake comes, I can resolve it because of experience. Because of experience. Now you are fresher. Sir, how can I become like you? I will pay another 10,000 extra. Can you make me like you? Impossible. No. Overnight it is not possible. You have to spend the time. It will take years of time. Within 6 months or within 5 months, within 2 months, you will not get that much experience. You have to make your hands dirty with practice. Every day, minimum 3 to 4 hours you have to practice. Then only you will understand. Okay. Now I am trying to open up your brains and I am trying to inject the subject. It will take time for me. It will take time for me. I am not a god. And even I am not a doctor also. To cut your head and to put the subject in your brain, I am not a doctor as well. So I am just a trainer. I will tell you what is the language, what is the syntax, how to work with that, what are the rules, what are the best practices and all. At the end of the day, you are the one who has to take more and more responsibility and do the practice. So practice will make you perfect. Practice will make you perfect. You have to do lot of practice. If you are a fresher with the programming, if you are doing the programming for first time, minimum 3 to 4 hours you have to practice. Now, simple programs only we have started. Slowly, programs complexity will increase. After 1 week, by this week or next week of time, we will try to complete the basics of Java like this. Variables, there is completed khatam. Kal operators, we will talk about the operators. After that, control statements. After that arrays, after that strings, then hero will come. Oops. By that time, we are going to start the oops. You need to be perfect with the language syntaxes. You need to be perfect with the fundamentals. All the basic concepts you need to be strong. Then only you can understand the oops concepts. Otherwise, it will become difficult. Got it? So please don't ignore the practice. Practice is very important. Every day, har din practice karna padega. Every day you have to do the practice. Minimum 3 to 4 hours. Minimum 3 to 4 hours you have to practice. So once these operators completed, once the control statements started, then assignments will start for you. I am going to give you logical assignments. Loops, conditional statements, switch cases and all, arrays, strings will come. So assignments will be there. You need to think and you need to write. Don't buttify the program. If you buttify the program, you will never become a programmer. Don't ratta mat marna. Ratta, batti. Don't do the buttification. So you will never become a programmer if you do the batti. Don't try to buttify the syntax. Understand it. You have to store that in your brain. You have to digest that content. Then only you can write the program. Every day in the company, we use it to write 500, 600 lines of code. With batti, you cannot do that because every day new requirement will come. Every day new requirement will come. Whatever the code I write today, tomorrow I will not write the same code. Today requirement is different. Tomorrow requirement is different. According to the requirement, we need to think, we need to apply our brain, and we need to write the code. You should become dynamic programmer. What is the meaning of dynamic programmer? Based on the requirement, you should write the code. Whatever the code you know, for that they will not give the requirement. Whatever the requirement they will give you, for that requirement you need to write the code. Every day, new requirement, every day, new code. You should become dynamic programmer. Are you guys getting my point? Good. Fine. Thank you guys. I will see you in the tomorrow session. Tomorrow class, hey. Tomorrow we have a class. We'll discuss in the tomorrow session. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow. I will upload the class notes. Please practice the variables program. Tomorrow we'll talk about operators. Tomorrow class timing is same 6 p.m. to 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Tomorrow same timing.